What's up, y'all? Empresario here, back at you once again in another video. I hope all is well with you today. In this video, let's discuss how many people say you're rebellious, but really, it's more so that they're controlling. Some people may describe you as someone very rebellious, but really, this is usually only because many of these people want to control what you do, where you go, how you talk, what you say when you talk, what you wear, just everything about you and your life. People want you to do whatever they want you to do and say. They want you to live your life however they decide you should live your life. When people want you to do things their way, it's not like you're specifically trying to be rebellious. It's not like you're trying to do the opposite of what they are saying. It's just that what they are recommending happens to be the opposite of what you would want for yourself. But as people continue to watch you do whatever you want to do, then they label you as rebellious. But you're only rebellious in their eyes because you are not allowing them to control you. Unfortunately, this will happen to you a lot if you are someone who is very different, but you're not trying to be rebellious per se. It's more so that some people are just controlling. People are very committed to seeing things their way while completely disregarding what you think or what you feel or what you want for yourself. But it really is okay to do whatever you want to do. You already know this and you already do this, but this is why they label you as rebellious. They want you to do one thing, but God is pulling you towards something else, something you feel like is better for you, and it's something you want to do. And whatever this is, it will work out for you, by the way. It's not like you're just buck wild out here doing any old thing. However, you are more free spirited, true enough. You're free spirited and you're very connected to God, but you just don't like to be controlled like that. You just don't be wanting to do some of the things that are expected of you. There's usually a clash of opinions, there's a clash of expectations, all because your decisions aren't what they chose for you. You're more of a free thinker and again, a free spirit, but you're really not as rebellious as people be trying to make it seem. You really don't be meaning no harm, you just be trying to do you while they do them. If people just let you do what you want to do without bothering you, there probably would be no issues. You doing this, whenever you do whatever you want to do, you are kind of like setting a boundary without even having to say anything because your actions are speaking louder than your words. People are seeing through your actions like this woman, this man really is going to do what they want to do. Many of the people trying to control you in the ways that they are have no right anyway. Some people just feel the need for control. They have to control everything and everyone around them. It's deeper, like it's bigger than just you. Sometimes people really feel the need to control everybody in the friend group, everybody at the workplace, everybody in the family. Like you might have that one family member that feel like they can run everybody's life. It could be like your grandfather. He might feel like he's the elder of the family and everybody need to fall in line and do whatever he says do. They don't like not being in control, but you are someone who marches to the beat of your own drum while writing your own story. Even if you respect the person and their title to you, when they're recommending you do something and you want to do something else and you still do the something else, it was no disrespect to them personally. You still love them, you still respect them, but you still need to be able to make your own decisions. Those who want to control you, sometimes they get really triggered and upset once they discover that you made a decision that was opposite of what they recommended. Now, although they take you doing what you want to do and not what they wanted you to do as disrespect, that's not really what's happening. You may listen to them, you may even take what they say into consideration, but at the end of the day, you still wind up doing whatever you choose to do. This makes them feel like you are intentionally disobeying them. But you are only obedient to God. You are obedient to yourself. You are obedient to your heart, your mind, and whatever it is you want to do. In addition to that, you are an adult. and you make your own choices for your own self, as you are the one who has to live your life. And that's the thing, a lot of these controlling people forget. They forget that you are the one who has to live your life. When you go to bed, you feel much happier and much more at peace knowing you are doing what you want and not what somebody else wants you to do. Some of these people don't realize how controlling they really are. But here's the thing, they don't only want control, they also want power over you. They want all the power. These people want you to seek their approval as well as their validation. They want you to feel the fear of losing their approval of you for you not allowing them to control you. But as they continue to stay tuned with your life, they realize that you don't be caring. You still do whatever you want to do, and they be kind of forced to just deal with it. They be kind of forced to just, if they're going to have an attitude or be mad or whatever they want to do, but you still don't be caring. Not allowing yourself to be controlled by anyone can definitely cause problems between you and whoever's trying to control you. So you may have found it very challenging to get along with some of the controlling people you have encountered in your life. They may even feel like the things you want to do, like the goals you may have for yourself, or certain things you may do in your life outside of just your goals, and the way you go about doing certain things is very outlandish. They also may view you as someone very delusional. But regardless of what anybody else seems to think, you still believe in your decisions. You still stand on your decisions. You choose to use your free will. You happen to be someone who's very unorthodox, okay, eccentric. And since you can't be controlled in the ways that people want to, they say you're difficult. You're a handful, just rebellious. It's so hard for some people to just let go of control, especially if they've always been like this for a very long time. And if you're someone who has ever been controlled in your life at any time, you always had that feeling of just wanting to break free. You kept thinking about how you could escape from that. You were sitting there strategizing the whole time. People think that you make it your business to challenge authority, like you just some problem starter. But it's not even like that. Like you only challenge authority when stuff don't make sense. And when the stuff that don't make sense is directly affecting you. That's when you like, nah, we need to discuss this. Okay, we need to talk about this. Because see, you have your own mind. You don't just go for any old thing. If something doesn't sound right, if something doesn't feel right, you are the one that will often bring this up because you like things to be made very clear for your understanding since it's not making any sense. You like things to be black and white with no gray areas, okay? No confusion. Or maybe you just wanted to initiate a change for a certain situation to be more suitable for you. Like, let's say you work on a job and you're scheduled to work a full day of work, a typical 8-hour shift. Now, everything at the interview sounded great. And then you show up your first day of work, you're working, and many hours go by and you realizing like, what time is break time? When is our lunch break? You realize after asking other coworkers, there is no lunch break. So you start looking around at some of your coworkers like, wow, y'all been just working here like this all this time without any lunch break? Everybody's okay with this? Nobody has a problem with this? Nobody has said anything? But you know that's not right. So you probably somebody who's going to go seek out management. Okay, you're going to look for whoever is in charge. But see, it's a problem. You are viewed as rebellious for doing this. And that's just for saying something. You don't have to be rude. You don't have to be disrespectful. Just the plain fact that you are bringing this up, you are viewed as rebellious. You are the one that's willing to at least initiate a change. Sometimes it will work out. You might go to the boss, talk about the lunch break thing, and they may agree with you. And it'll work out where you get a lunch break and all the other people who work there that wanted this all along, they get a lunch break too. But then you might not make the change when you go speak to the boss. But then you realize, okay, do I even still want to work there? Like you realize maybe that position, maybe that job isn't suitable for you. And you go ahead and start considering backing out and just quitting and going home because you're not about to work 8 hours or however long without a lunch break. It's a problem. And then you have some people who are in positions of authority and they like to abuse their authority. They abuse their power just because they feel like they can. And maybe before you, nobody was saying anything and it wasn't a problem. Actually, it really is a problem with many of the people who work there, but at the same time, they didn't have the courage to speak up and say something about it. So they just kind of went along with things, even though they know they didn't like it. Some of them felt like they really needed that job or they needed that certain person. But see, that's just not how you roll. And weirdly, you will find that sometimes in your life, you may come across people who aren't even technically in a position of authority in your life in any way, and some of these people will still try to control you. People have to get used to respecting your decisions, even if it's not necessarily to their liking, even if it's not pleasing them, even if it's not what they would choose for you. Because as long as you are pleasing yourself and God, you are doing what's right for you. To book a personal one-on-one session with me or to donate to me in the channel, all that information will be down below in the description box of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll be back soon. Peace.